was trying to tell the future, looking for pictures in the campfire.
Oh, I see evil, evil born deep beneath the city. Far from the light of day, I see it growing safe beneath a sky of steel, scheming in the dark, gathering strength. And now, oh, now the evil spreads. It sends deadly feelers over the land above, across the gap, reaching towards this very place.
I'd seen him do it 100 times, but I humored him. After all, he'd been like a father to me. And what does this evil want here?
Oh, my son, I fear the evil wants you.
That was when Joey piped in.
Sensors detect incoming audio source.
The evil is nearly here.
Sounded more like a copter than a boom. But the next thing, all hell let loose in it.
Run, Foster, run! Hide from the evil!
Foster! Help! Better make my next body move faster, Foster.
He was only a robot. Oh, I love the little guy. Then, as suddenly as it started, the shooting stopped. There was a moment's silence as the copter cut its rotors. Then,
whoever is in charge here, come forward. Now!
Only a fool would have argued with that firepower.
I am the leader of these people. We are peaceful.
Bring him here.
At once, Commander Reich.
We're looking for someone. Someone who doesn't belong here. Who wasn't born in this garbage dump. Who came from the city as a child. We want to take him home again.
My mind racing. I remembered where I'd seen that symbol before. It was the day the tribe found me. The day of the crash. The day my mother died.
You all right, city boy?
Got a name, son?
Robert.
Ah, welcome to the Gap, Robert.
As he patched me up, the old man had gently explained that there was no way back into the city, and I already knew there was nothing he could do for Mother. His tribe was poor, but they treated me like one of their own. I learned how to survive in the wasteland they called the Gap, and scavenging from the city dumps. As the years passed, I forgot my life in the city, discovered new talents.
Ha! I'm your friend. Call me Joey.
And got a second name.
This is what we'll call you. Now that you've come of age, son, we found you, fostered you, so that makes you Robert Foster.
Wasted enough time. Give us the runaway, or we'll shoot everyone. Starting with you, Granddad.
The old man had been right for once. It was me they wanted.
No, my son. Don't let the evil take you. Run!
DNA scan confirms it's him, sir.
Evil had come to the Gap, just as he said.
Take him.
But had the old man seen why it wanted me, or what it would do next? It was too late to ask him now.
Leaving destruction zone, Commander Reich. Good. Detonate.
Much too late.
Why, you murdering? Keep him quiet.
All I could do was wait, just like on a hunt. Just like the old man taught me. Wait and be ready. It was dawn when we reached the city.
Land in the Central Security Compound.
A dawn my tribe would never see. They were no more than a note in Reich's book now.
Yes, sir. Locking on automatic landing beacon.
But what was I? Why did...
Sir, the guidance system, it's gone crazy. We're going to hit.
Maybe I'd get some answers now. If I survived another copter crash.
What you want?
Looking for a saboteur from the Gap. He crashed a chopper and escaped.
Oh, sounds dangerous to me.
Don't worry, he's not going anywhere. We cut the power to the elevator, and the crash has blocked the walkway.
What if he comes in here?
You'll be fine. We posted guards. And Reich wants to hunt him down personally.
Right, eh? This guy must be important.
Yeah, we got orders direct from Link. Take him alive before he does any more damage.
Best of luck to you.
These guys are out to get me, but why? They already destroyed my home and my people. Well, Reich, whoever you are, it's retribution time. Gotta be clever. Play them at their own game. First thing is to get Joey running again.
Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This is Beneath a Steel Sky for the PC. It's, as you can imagine, one of those point-and-click style games. You can get this on GOG, and of course it's very much playable on Scum VM. And I have heard quite a few good things about this game. So, the last 6.5 minutes or so have basically taught us what we need to know about our character. We are Robert Foster. We ended up in the Gap after a plane crash. We were taken in by the tribe. We learned how to create a robot and survive in the Gap. And, well, the people from the city, or a bunch of guards, or somebody wants us back. And even went so far as to kill the whole tribe in order to do that. But why? We're going to find out. But, of course, we're not going to find out if we go downstairs and run into the guard. We obviously don't want to do that. So, we might as well go through here. And moving around is easy. You can just click on where you need to go with the left mouse button. Just move the mouse around and left click and you can go to where you need to go. If you left click an object like this door, you'll examine it.
Doesn't look as if it's ever used.
And if you right click an object, you'll use it.
Shut tight. Just as well there isn't a fire.
As you can imagine, we're going to have to do something in order to get this door to open. So we need to see if we can find something around here that will be of some use. Obviously, we're not going to take the stairs because we don't want to take those. There is a rung here, though. Let's go ahead and click on the rung.
I could make use of that.
With the left mouse button, of course, in order to examine it. And since Robert says that he can make use of the rung, let's go ahead and right-click it to pry loose. Thankfully, we can do that. And now to use the rung on the door. We move the cursor all the way up to the top of the screen, and this gives us our inventory. Just like in the field, just like in whatever environment you're currently in, you can left click to examine objects, and you can right click to use them. We have a circuit board. We start the game with this. The circuits on the board contains Joey's unique personality. You have to hold the left mouse button in order to read the description, but at least the game allows you to read the description that way. And of course we have the metal bar. The crowbar is strong enough to give good leverage. Well, let's right click it and then use it on the door, and let's see what happens. And we have been spotted by the guard who has chased us all the way over here, now that we have used the rung to open the door.
He must have jumped. Fell all the way to ground level. Phew. Lucky escape.
And that was rather creative of Robert to grab onto the door as it was kicked open, so that way he could just hide behind the door and not fall down to ground level, because we're pretty high up, if you can already tell. There are some things that we can look at, such as this sign.
Security symbol. That must be their headquarters.
Yeah, you're probably going to have to keep that symbol in mind for later. There's the city down there, but we don't really have anything else left to look at. So let's go ahead and right-click the door, and let's exit. And the guard has given up, and he's gone downstairs to the door to the left. If we go in there, of course, we will be spotted, and thankfully the game is not like a Sierra adventure game where anything can kill you. Thankfully, the game is rather generous, I would hope, and there aren't a lot of ways to die. Unlike, say, again, the Sierra games. So now that the guard is nowhere to be seen, we can go downstairs and we can exit. So let's click on this doorway to the right here, and then Robert will go through it. And we have ourselves a little bit of junk over here, as well as another doorway. There is a display panel, there's a transporter, there's an elevator, and there's some junk, and there's probably other stuff. And of course we can go back if we need to, but oh, there's 2 display panels. Well, let's go ahead and
A transport droid. Wonder if I could fix it.
well,
If Joey was here, he'd know what to do.
well, I wanted to check the display panel on the left and not the transporter, but okay, I gotta be a little pixel perfect here.
Pretty lights. And a keyhole. But no sign of a key.
So the teleporter, we can fix it if we know what to do. Perhaps if we had Joey with us. And this display panel on the left has a keyhole, but no sign of a key. Something tells me we may be using that later.
Flashing lights like these can be hypnotic. Flashing.
And there's another display panel over to the right, but it doesn't seem like we can use it right away. And here's a piece of junk. Let's examine it.
It's a robot shell. Rusty, but it might work.
But can we pick it up?
It's got no circuit board.
Well, we do have a circuit board. And it's the circuit board we put in our pocket before we went on the plane. Let's go ahead and right-click this and right-click the robot shell.
Welcome back, Joey.
Is this the best shell you could find?
Listen, we're in deep trouble.
You've turned me into a vacuum cleaner.
It's functional. Don't be ungrateful. Now, I don't know where we are, or why we were brought here, but I intend to get some answers.
I've got a weird reading from my scanner. We're 120 meters above the ground.
We've got to find a way down, and keep out of the way of security.
And now that we've put the circuit board inside this piece of junk, we now have Joey accompanying us now. We've given him a new body, after his old one got destroyed during the raid that saw us being taken to the city, where we are now. So you can interact with Joey, which can make for some interesting puzzle solving, as well as some conversation, as well as probably some hints as to what to do next. Left click, and you will get a couple of dialogue options.
What's our present location?
What does it matter? We've had it.
And it appears that Joey has given up already.
What is this place?
It's not worth explaining. You're too thick.
I guess the game wants me to figure that out on my own then. How about that transporter?
Can you start that transport?
Do yourself, Foster. I'm just a cleaning droid, remember?
and let's see if there's any human interactivity nearby. I think there may be, because we saw a guy in green overalls not too long ago.
Any human activity nearby?
How should I know? The shell sensors are useless.
And it doesn't look like this is the best body for Joey. All he can really do is move around and not much else. Let's go ahead and talk about the shell, shall we?
That little shell suits you, Joey.
Get lost, Foster. It's awful. Find me a new one.
But this is the best I can do for now.
About that temporary shell, Joey.
I don't want to talk about it.
I'll find you a new shell, I promise.
I should hope so.
Marvelous. I get kidnapped, nearly killed in a copter crash, hunted by professional thugs, and I'm stuck with a robot in a sulk.
Well, it's pretty obvious that Joey does not like being in this shell. Let's see if he can do things besides look around and sense how high off the ground we are.
What tools does that shell have?
None of any use, unless you're into housework. I've got an onboard buffing and polishing tool, and an extendable probe.
Hey! An extendable probe. That may actually be useful.
We have to get out of this city.
Can't we just stay here?
Not really? Anyway, we have one of two dialogue options that we can use here.
Don't you miss our home, the Gap?
With all that sand clogging my circuits? No, I don't.
It's still better than here, though. Of course, once we go through all those dialogue options, we can't go through with the other ones, sadly. Not like it would have made a bit of difference if we picked the We Don't Belong Here option, but oh well. Anyway.
Can you start that?
You don't give up, do you?
Oh.
Have you found out what's wrong with it?
No, I'm not sure.
Well, apparently, we are going to have to look at the transporter ourselves. But that will have to wait until the next video, because I am getting near 20 minutes already. So, here's what I'm going to do to close out this video. I'm going to show you how to save, because the way that the developer, Revolution Studios, did things, not the same as Sierra. You still have the inventory in the top of the screen, kind of like Lure of the Temptress. Though this and Lure of the Temptress use the same game engine, I would imagine. But you kind of have to do something different to save your game. So what you have to do is press F5. And from here you have a couple of options. You can set the music volume, you can set the game speed, you can go back to playing the game, you can restore game or load games, you can save games, you can quit the DOS, you can restart the game for whatever reason. There is the FX. I'm assuming that turns the sound effects on and off. And you can toggle text and speech, so it can be text only or speech only or both. I am going to keep both text and speech on, just to make these videos a little more helpful. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and save the game here. And there's my tryout file. I'm going to go ahead and LP1. We can save our game or we can cancel. We're going to save the game. You might want to mouse over the buttons and see what the buttons do before you click on stuff. That way you will know what you're doing. And eventually you'll get used to saving and loading games and what have you. And of course, if you want to load your game, you can just go ahead and click on Restore Game. Click the file you want and restore game. You have a lot of slots for saving games. you're going to have a lot more than enough. And of course, just like that, just by clicking on the file you want and then clicking the first button to restore the game, you can restore your game. So, now that I've pretty much described how to do all that, it's time to bid adieu to part 1. Join me next time where we try to get this transporter fixed, and we do a little bit more exploration, and see what we can do to escape from this place. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!